Hey everyone, this is Kitty Clinical here with another video. I am a board certified physician and I'm here to tell you that it was very difficult. I went through some tough times. I failed step one, but at the end of the day, I persevered. And this video is mainly going to be about me talking about how failure is an important part in the process of growing up. And if you want to become a doctor, whether you want to do that or whether you want to become a lawyer or whether you want to just, be something else, whatever it is, nurse, firefighter, police officer, law enforcement, you got to go through some sort of training, some sort of testing in your life. You got to go through some sort of process of some sort of examination or stressful event where you have to pass it or, get through some sort of criteria. So I want to talk about that for a bit and just mention how failure is normal. Everybody fails. It's a completely normal part of life. In fact, these exams are curved, right? Most of them are, where they guarantee that a certain population or percentage of test takers actually fail. And the reason why they do that is because they need to figure out who is good enough to pass, right? Because if everybody passes the exam, then there's no real point to the exam. Everyone's good. They want to try to weed out those who are, I guess, not didn't adequately pass the exam on that day. And that's really what it's about. You had a bad day, you failed the exam, so what? You could have passed any other day if you had taken it, right? You studied for the material, you worked really hard, you studied your ass off, and to fail is just something that people go through. It's not a statement about who you are. It's not telling you that you are subhuman or that you don't deserve this. You fail, you just take the test again. You try again. They always say if you don't succeed at first, try again. And that's something that really rings true, especially now in this current day and age. It's 2025 as of recording this. We're in the month of May. And, I went through some tough times in 2010 to 2020. That whole set of years was where I really struggled and had to go through some difficult times. Going through college was not easy. Going through medical school was not easy. I was not the number one, number two. I probably wasn't even the top 10% of people who, in my class. I mean, in high school, it was very stressful. But you know what? I got through it. I'm here. I'm where I am now. I would consider myself to be pretty successful right now. Being a doctor and making a lot of money, it's the American dream. It's everything that, any medical student ever wanted. So I hope this video gives you, some sort of sense about failure and how you can fail and still be successful. Failure is a natural part of the system, and it's okay to fail. Hopefully you're in a field or in some sort of occupation where if you fail, you can take the test again. Maybe you have to wait a few months to retake it. Maybe maybe failing a certain amount of times hinders, where you're allowed to practice. Whatever, don't think about that right now. Think about passing the exam, because that's your goal, right? Getting through this exam is going to be the most important thing in your life, whether it's step one, MCAT, step two, whatever. You've got several exams that you have to go through. So if you ever have any questions, shoot me a message. I'm more than happy to answer any questions you might have. I'm here for you. I want to be your advocate. I want to go through, think of this as a little bit of a talk session. I'm not a therapist, but as a doctor, you kind of have to be. You talk to patients, you work through problem solving with them. You're not a social worker, you're not a psychologist, but you do have to have these important people skills in order to be a doctor. You know, it's not all math and science. You have to be able to communicate effectively with people. You have to be able to internalize difficult life situations. Not everything is about numbers, it's about experience, right? And the experience of failure is so crucial to success. I think most people who are successful have failed at one point in their life. It's completely normal. And, you know, just keep at it. Whatever stage you're in life, just keep trying. All right. See you later, everyone.